Hello, welcome to Infinite Station. I'm Hossein Khoshbayan. I'm a web designer and web developer. HTML, the language for building web pages. HTML tutorial 0 to 100. HTML colors and HTML CSS. HTML colors. HTML colors are specified using predefined color names or RGB, HEX, HSL, RGBA, HSLA values. In HTML, a color can be specified by using a color name. Like this example. Okay, open Visual Studio Code. Go to the file. Choose Open Folder. Select your project folder. Okay. Right click on the Explorer. New file. HTML color. HTML color dot htm or HTML, it's up to you. Okay. H1 style, background color, for example tomato. H1 style, background color, for example orange. Example H2 style, background color, blue. Alright, you can go to the file and press save or Ctrl S. Go to the project folder and open the file. Okay. HTML supports 140 standard color names. You can set the background color for HTML elements. We do it. You can see background color. This. Text color. You can set the color of text. Okay. Style, color, tomato. Style, color, for example red. Or p element, style, color, and then violet. Okay, let's check it. You can see the color has been changed. Border color. You can set the color of borders. Which one? The style border. For example, 2 pixel solid. Red. Okay, a style border. 2 pixel solid blue. Alright. Style border 2 pixel and pink or black. Okay. Color values. In HTML, colors can also be specified using RGB values, HEX values, HSL values, RGBA values, and HSLA values. Same as color name tomato. You can see. Okay. Same as color name tomato, but 50% transparent. RGB value. In HTML, a color can be specified as an RGB using this formula: RGB red, green, and blue. Each parameter, red, green, and blue, defines the intensity of the color between 0 and 255. For example, RGB 255, 0 and 0. Okay. In displayed as red because red is set to its height value 255 and the others are set to 0. To display black, set all color parameters to 0 like this: RGB 0, 0, 0. Okay. To display white, set all color parameters to 255 like this: RGB 255, 255, and 255. Okay. You can see same example. Okay. Let's do something. Okay, BR h1 element, style, background color, RGB. Okay, you can see red, green, blue, or you can write 255 0 and 0. You can see it changed to red. Okay, or RGB. Okay, you can see the RGB color. Shades of gray are often defined using equal values for all the three light sources. Okay. Zero, 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 RGB 0, 60, call it 60, 6, RGB 60. Okay, let's check it. You can write something, for example, semicolon, color, white. Okay. All right. HEX value. In HTML, a color can be specified using hexadecimal value in the form hash RRGGBB, where RR means red, GG means green, and BB means blue. Are hexadecimal value between 00 and FF, same as decimal 0 to 255. For example, hash FF 4 zeros is displayed as red because red is set to its highest value FF, and the others are set to the lowest value 0 0. Okay, let's do it. Which one? Style, background color, hash FF 4 zeros. All right. Okay. Shades of gray are often defined using equal values for all the three light sources. In HTML, a color HSL value. In HTML, a color can be specified using hue, saturation, and lightness HSL in the form. HSL, hue, saturation, lightness. Hue is a degree on the color wheel from 0 to 360 is red, 120 is green, and 240 is blue. Saturation is a percentage value. 0% means a shade of gray, and 100% is the full color. Lightness is also percentage. 0% is black, 50% is neither light or dark, and 100% is white. Okay. HSL, HSL, here, for example, 50, saturation, example, okay, like this, or okay, orange. Right. Okay. All right. Saturation. Saturation can be described as the intensity of a color. 100% is pure color, no shades of gray. 50% is 50% gray, but you can still see the color. 0% is completely gray, you can no longer see the color. Okay. Lightness. The lightness of a color can be described as how much light you want to give the color, where 0% means no light, black. 50% means 50% light, neither dark nor light. Okay. 100% means full lightness, white. Can see. Okay. The 0, $50, 100%. Lightness, shade. Shades of gray are often defined by setting the hue and saturation to 0 and adjust the lightness from 0% to 100% to get darker, lighter shades. Okay, you can see. RGBA value. RGBA color values are an extension of RGB color values with an alpha channel which specifies the opacity for a color. An RGBA color value is specified with RGBA, red, green, blue, and alpha. The alpha parameter is a number between 0 fully transparent and 1 not transparent at all. Okay. HSLA value. HSLA value, it means HSLA color values are an extension of HSL color values with an alpha channel which specifies the opacity for a color. And HSLA color value is specified with hue, saturation, lightness, alpha. The alpha parameter is a number between 0 fully transparent and 1 not transparent at all. Okay. HTML styles. CSS. CSS equals CSS is styles and colors. Styling HTML with CSS. CSS stands for cascading style sheets. CSS describes how HTML elements are to be displayed on a screen, paper, or in other media. CSS saves a lot of work. It can control the layout of multiple web pages all at once. CSS can be added to HTML elements in 3 ways. Inline, by using the style attribute in HTML elements. Internal, by using a style element in the head section. External, by using an external CSS file. The most common way to add CSS is to keep the styles in separate CSS file. However, here we will use inline and internal styling because this is easier to demonstrate and easier for you to try it yourself. Inline CSS. An inline CSS is used to apply a Unicode style to a single HTML element. An inline CSS uses this style attribute of an HTML element. This example sets the text color of the H1 element to blue. Okay. HTML CSS. Okay, H1 style color blue. Okay. can see internal CSS. An internal CSS is used to define a style for a single HTML page. An internal CSS is defined in the head section of an HTML page within a style element. Okay, let's do it. Okay, style, for example, body, background, color, powder blue. Okay, H1, color, key element, color red. Okay, can see external style. An external style sheet is used to define the style for many HTML pages. With an external style sheet, you can change the look of an entire website by changing one file. To use an external style sheet, add a link to it in the head section of the HTML page. Okay. Let's do it. First, create a folder, for example, style. You can create a file in there or go to Visual Studio, style folder, new file, the style, and that's CSS. Okay, go there. Let's close it. Okay. Link. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, I forget. Sorry. There is problem. Link. Okay. Style. No. Okay, href, example style CSS. Okay, sorry. CSS fonts. The CSS color property defines the text color to be used. The CSS font family property defines the font to be used. The CSS font size property defines the text size to be used. CSS fonts. Okay. Right in there, example h1 element. Okay. The color blue. Font family, example Verdana. Font size 300%. Okay, let's check it. We have some ranks. Which one link? Excuse me. Style. Okay. All right. CSS Border. The CSS Border property defines a border around an HTML element. Okay. Border 2 pixel solid tone there below. All right. You can see okay. CSS padding. The CSS padding property defines a padding space between the text and the border. To show better, right? Okay. Padding 30 pixels. All right. CSS margin. The CSS margin property defines a margin space outside the border. Margin okay. All right. The ID attribute to define a specific style for one special element. Add an ID attribute to the element. Okay. Then define a style for the element with the specific ID. Sample P ID example info right hash info okay color blue. All right. Note, the ID of an element should be unique within a page, so the ID selector is used to select one unique element. Okay. The class attribute. To define a style for special types of elements, add a class attribute to the element, like this. Then define a style for the elements with the specific classes. Okay. P classes arrow. I think I write wrong. Sorry. Yes, I write wrong. Excuse me. Error. There. Error. Okay. Dot class name error, for example. Okay. Color red. All right. You can see. External reference. External style sheets can be referenced with a full URL or with a path relative to the current web page. This example uses a full URL to link to a style sheet. You can see. This example links to a style sheet. Look at it. in the HTML folder on the current website. This example links to a style sheet located in the same folder as the current page. Okay. Now let's fix our problem. Okay. And to find what's wrong. Okay, link style sheet. You don't need it. Okay. The style CSS, right? Okay. A lot of the things is true. I don't know what's the problem. Style sheet. Style.css. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, the problem fixed. Chapter summary. Use the HTML style attribute for inline styling. Use the HTML style element to define internal CSS. Use the HTML link element to refer to an external CSS file. Use the HTML head element to store style and link elements. Use the CSS color property for text colors. Use the CSS font family property for text fonts. Use the CSS font size for property for text sizes. Use the CSS border property for borders. Use the CSS padding property for space inside the border. Use the CSS margin property for space outside the border. HTML exercises. Test yourself with exercises. Use CSS to set the background color of the document body to yellow. Okay, you can submit your answer on comments on our YouTube channel comments. Okay. HTML style tags. Style defines style information for an HTML document. Link tag defines a link between a document and an external resource. Okay, the end. Try to the exercises. Thanks and bye for now. Remember to subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you very much.